G'day guys, how's it going? Just bringing you my thoughts on Bitcoin for the next sort of week or two, probably. I always like to start on the weekly time frame, so I am. Oh, that means my order's just filled. That's good. I'm currently short on Bitcoin, according to that. So, where was I? Right, this is my weekly analysis. So, as in my analysis on the weekly candles, I always like to start there. I like getting a big picture view. So currently, we're sort of in a bit of a symmetrical triangle. I wouldn't really call it a symmetrical triangle. This uptrend is so far from current price, kind of irrelevant until we get anywhere near it. This downtrend, definitely valid, in my opinion. What I'm sort of expecting us to do is hit 34K. Now, I don't think we'll tank and hit it today. It may take some time, but, I think there's a decent chance we will retest this 34K level and then sort of decide where we're going from there. So, that sort of gives me a bearish view on the market, let alone the market structure and other things. If that's where I think price is heading, then I'm more likely to be keen on shorts than on longs. So that's my current view on the weekly. If we come down to the dailies, these are my current levels, right? Now, this demand level here, about 38K, is one that I really like. There's a 4-hour level that I am very, very keen on, but that 38K level, I think we're likely to see that tested. I don't think we're likely to, bounce up from here and go on and break new structure without at least seeing 38K first. So currently on the dailies, there's not a whole lot I'm looking at. It's just sort of those two levels. I think we're likely to see 38 before we see 47. Not impossible that we'll go back to 47 before we do, but just based on what I'm seeing at the moment, I think that's the more likely case. Now, the reason I think that's more likely is if we come down to the 4 hours, we've created a pretty good level of supply here. There's a really solid 4-hour EQ level there. So I think there's a good chance that we're going to reject from there and head down. And the reason I think we're likely to head down is there is a really strong level of demand here. You can see when we retested it there, we went and broke this high, which is good. And then when we retested it again here, we broke that high and we went on an absolute tear, right? That's when we went to 52K. Excuse me. So, that is not what I wanted to do. I think what's sort of more likely over the coming week, especially, is we sort of reject off here, right? There's also this 4-hour trend line that's coming down to meet us. So I think, some sort of rejection from here, probably not that steep, but I do think that we're most likely going to head down to that sort of 38K. I really like the 37 as well, but currently that's what that alert was before. That would have been my short filling off these levels. So I'm now short on Bitcoin as of about 5 minutes ago. But I'm also considering longs, right? I'm not considering longs from where we are because I don't think it's a good time to be going long with all this resistance there. But I am considering longs off this level because of the strength of especially this 37K demand, we'll call that. So I'm talking about this one. I think it's unlikely price will get there without bouncing. We'll go through there without bouncing, right? We could just tank. We could go to 20K today if there's a huge sell-off. I think, short of sort of catastrophic events, I think the market is most likely going to bounce off this level. Now, I'm not saying we're going to bounce and break new highs. That's not at all what I'm talking. I don't plan that far ahead. But I do think we'll likely see, if we do come down and hit this level, I think we'll likely see a bounce at least to there, potentially something bigger, right? That's a pretty strong zone, so it might lead to a pretty strong move out. So I have orders in place for longs off that zone as well. So those are my current thoughts on Bitcoin. Yeah, I am excited about that short. Might go wrong. And the other thing is I've dropped my risk on both those trades. Now, the reason for that is I don't love... I like them both. I don't love them either. I don't love either of them because with the short, the optimal short was this one here, right? After this big retracement, that was like a perfect touch to 61.8. I didn't take that short because I couldn't figure out where to put my stop loss. There was nothing I loved there. I liked the fibs, but that was all I had going. So I didn't take a short from there. Now I'm taking a less, less opportune short, right? And I'm also shorting through a decent level of support. You can see this area here has had a lot of buying in the, when we did get down there. So the fact that I am taking a less opportune short and shorting through demand support, I have dropped my risk a little bit. And with the longs, I am counter trend trading, right? Because I am bearish on the market. Market structure is bearish. So all my longs are counter trend trading. I am still happy to take them because I do think that's likely to be a really high level of support. But I've dropped my risk. So yeah, that's my current thoughts on Bitcoin. Obviously, none of this is financial advice. These are just what I'm doing with the market. Yeah, if you found this informative, if you have completely different ideas, send them through. I'd love to see what you guys are saying. As always, like and subscribe, and I hope you have a ripper week. I'll talk to you guys soon.